Hey there, and welcome. So, have you ever had that little moment of panic when someone asks you for the time in English? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, don't worry, because in the next few minutes, we're going to get that sorted. We're going to break down a super simple system so you can tell the time like a native speaker, totally confident and natural. All right, let's jump right in. So, what time is it? It's got to be one of the first questions we all learn, right? Now, sure, looking at your phone and reading the numbers is easy, but actually saying the time in English, well, that's a whole different ballgame. It has its own unique, kind of elegant system. And trust me, by the end of this little guide, you are going to have it down pat. Okay, so first things first, let's start our trip around the clock right at the very top. This is the easiest and honestly the most important place to start, the exact hour. And the magic word here? O'clock. It's kind of old-fashioned, a short version of the clock. And here's the rule. You only use it when it's an exact hour, when that minute hand is pointing straight up at the 12. Think of it as our home base, our anchor point for everything else we're about to learn. And using it couldn't be easier. The clock says 7 o'clock, you say 7 o'clock. It shows 3 o'clock, you guessed it, 3 o'clock. Simple as that. All right, time to get that clock hand moving. Let's explore the first half of our journey. We're talking about everything from minute 1 all the way down to the 30-minute mark. So the easiest way to think about this is to picture the clock face sliced right down the middle. For this whole first half, the entire right side, we're going to follow one simple rule. We're looking backwards, counting the minutes that have gone past the hour. And here's the little formula to remember. When you use the word past, it's always the minutes first and then the hour. You're just saying how many minutes have gone by since the last o'clock. Let's see it in action, because that makes it way easier. Okay, so if it's 2:10, you wouldn't say 2 past 10. Nope, you flip it. It's 10 past 2. See? 10 minutes have passed since it was 2 o'clock. Same thing for 5:20, that becomes 20 past 5. Okay, so when we get right down to the bottom of the clock, we hit a special landmark, the 30-minute mark. Now, you could say 30 past, but honestly, almost nobody does. Instead, we use a much more common, much more natural phrase, half past. So 3:30, that becomes half past 3, and 7:30 is half past 7. It makes perfect sense, right? We're exactly halfway through the hour. This is a really important one to lock in. And there's just one more special point on this side of the clock. When you're at the 15-minute mark, yeah, you can say 15 past, but it sounds a little clunky. It's way more common and natural to say quarter past. Why? Well, because 15 minutes is exactly a quarter of an hour. So if you see 2:15, you'd say quarter past 2. It just flows so much better. It sounds way more fluent. All right, we've made it. We've crossed the halfway point. So now we're moving into the second half of the clock. And this is where things get interesting because our whole way of thinking flips. We're going to stop looking back at the hour that just passed, and we're going to start looking forward to the hour that's coming up. This is the big change right here. We switch from past to the word to, and now instead of counting minutes after the hour, we count how many minutes are left until the next hour. The whole focus shifts to what's coming up. Check out these examples and really pay attention. At 3:50, how many minutes until 4 o'clock? 10, right? So we say it's 10 to 4. Or at 5:45, there are 15 minutes until 6 o'clock. So it's 15 to 6. You see what's happening? We're always talking about the next hour on the dial. And this, of course, brings us to the twin of quarter past, quarter to. Seeing them side by side like this makes it super clear. Quarter past 2 is looking back at the 2, but quarter 2 to 5 is looking forward to the 5. They're like perfect reflections of each other on the clock face. Awesome! We have totally got the clock face down, but there's one last piece of the puzzle. We need to be able to say if it's morning or night, right? And that, of course, is where AM and PM come into play. Super simple. AM is for the morning, that's from midnight all the way till noon. And PM takes over from noon right up until midnight, covering the whole afternoon and evening. So here's how we put it all together. You can totally just say AM or PM after the time, but if you want to sound a bit more descriptive, you can say things like 7 o'clock in the morning or 9:30 in the evening. Both ways work great, and it makes sure there's absolutely no confusion. Okay, so let's wrap this all up in a neat little package. Our whole journey comes down to just 4 easy steps. 1. Start with o'clock for the exact hour. 2. Use past for the first half of the clock. 3. Switch to to for the second half. And 4. Just add AM or PM if you need to be specific. And that's it. You've got it. And look, this is such a useful skill to have. Honestly, the absolute best way to get really comfortable with it is just practice. Make it a little game. Every single time you look at a clock, just try saying the time out loud in English.
So, I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Go on, look at a clock right now, wherever you are. Using everything we just went over. What time is it? How would you say it right now in English?